I would love for Summer to help Todd. Note, this article contains discussion of domestic abuse and coercive control. Coronation Street spoilers follow. Coronation Street star Harriet Bibby has revealed to Inside Soap that she would love her character, Summer Spellman, to rescue Todd Grimshaw from his abusive boyfriend, Theo Silverton. So far, the late Billy Mayhew is the only person to have uncovered Theo's true colors. But tragically, Billy died after the Coronation car crash that saw Theo condemn the vicar to death by buckling his seatbelt up as flames rose around him. Summer is totally oblivious to Theo's murderous act as well as his abusive behavior, just like the rest of Todd's loved ones. But could Summer somehow follow in Billy's footsteps and attempt to save Todd from his misery? I would love that, says Harriet, who plays Summer. I mean, me, as Harriet, sat at home watching it, I'm thinking, come on, Summer, do something. I would love for Summer to help Todd get out of that situation. He's really all that she's got left of a parental figure now. She needs Todd as much as Todd needs Summer, and it would be lovely to see her help him. It's a welcome thought for Corey fans, but right now Summer views Theo as a reassuring figure above all else. Summer's now seeing both Todd and Theo as a comfort for her, Harriet shares. She needs people around to help her, so she's completely unaware of any horrible dynamic between Theo and Todd. But Todd is very aware of that as well and wants to protect Summer because he knows that she's gone through this horrible thing and doesn't need a pile-on of any more trouble. With that in mind, for how long will Todd be trapped by Theo? To read our full chat with Harriet about what's next for Summer as she continues to grieve Billy, pick up the latest issue of Inside Soap, available to buy from Tuesday, 20 January. In the ever-turbulent world of Coronation Street, where drama unfolds with the familiar rhythm of the Weatherfield trams, a new and deeply troubling narrative has taken hold, one of domestic abuse, coercive control, and a devastating secret. At its heart is the once brash Todd Grimshaw, now a shadow of his former self, trapped in a relationship with the manipulative and murderous Theo Silverton. And while the street remains oblivious, one young woman still reeling from her own seismic loss could hold the key to his salvation, Summer Spellman. In an exclusive and expansive interview with Inside Soap, actress Harriet Bibby has revealed a passionate hope for her character's trajectory. I would love for Summer to help Todd get out of that situation. This simple statement unlocks a profound potential for one of Corey's most complex and timely storylines, weaving together themes of grief, familial love, and the insidious nature of abuse that often hides in plain sight. Todd Grimshaw's silent ordeal. To understand the significance of Summer's potential intervention, one must first comprehend the chilling reality of Todd's existence. Theo Silverton, introduced as a charming teacher, has systematically dismantled Todd's autonomy. This is not a story of physical violence marked by bruises, but of psychological warfare, coercive control. It's a pattern of domination that isolates, degrades, and instills constant fear.
Theo monitors Todd's communications, undermines his relationships, and critiques his every move, all while presenting a flawless, concerned facade to the outside world. Todd, a character historically known for his cunning and resilience, has been reduced to a state of hypervigilance and self-doubt. His prison is invisible, its bars constructed from manipulated emotions and silent threats. The tragic irony is that Todd's sharp mind, once used to orchestrate schemes, is now turned entirely inward, analyzing Theo's moods and navigating a daily minefield to avoid triggering his anger. Billy Mayhew's fateful discovery. The profound loneliness of Todd's situation was briefly pierced by one person, Billy Mayhew. The kind-hearted vicar, through a combination of pastoral intuition and chance encounters, saw through Theo's carefully constructed mask. He witnessed the subtle put-downs, the possessive behavior, and the flicker of fear in Todd's eyes. Billy became a lifeline, a silent acknowledge of the truth in a world that saw only a perfect couple. His discovery, however, sealed his fate. In the horrific Corriedale car crash, Theo, seeing an opportunity to eliminate the one person who threatened his control, deliberately buckled Billy's seatbelt, condemning him to death as flames engulfed the vehicle. Billy's death served a dual purpose for Theo. It removed a threat and delivered a catastrophic, unspoken warning to Todd. See what happens to those who try to help you. See what I am capable of. The message was received, deepening Todd's terror and entrapment. Billy's knowledge died with him, and Theo's secret seemed safe. Grieving, vulnerable, and unknowingly central, into this volatile dynamic steps Summer, arguably the person most destabilized by Billy's death. Having lost her primary guardian and emotional anchor, she is adrift in a sea of grief. He's really all that she's got left of a parental figure now, Harriet Bibby notes of Todd. Their bond, forged through Todd's past relationship with Billy and their own complicated history, has become one of mutual, if unspoken, need. In her vulnerable state, Summer has misread the room entirely. To her, Theo is not a monster, but a stabilizing force. Summer's now seeing both Todd and Theo as a comfort for her, Harriet explains. She needs people around to help her, so she's completely unaware of any horrible dynamic. Theo, the master manipulator, has effortlessly cast himself in the role of the supportive new partner, the rock for both her and Todd. He brings her tea, offers kind words about Billy, and performs the script of a perfect step-parent-to-be. For Summer, desperate for any port in a storm, his act is utterly convincing. This blindness is compounded by Todd's own protective instincts. Todd is very aware and wants to protect Summer because he knows that she's gone through this horrible thing and doesn't need a pile-on of any more trouble, says Harriet. Todd is thus trapped in a double bind. His own survival depends on managing Theo's whims, while his love for Summer forces him to collude in the charade that everything is fine. He must perform happiness to shield her, an exhausting pantomime that further drains his spirit. How Summer could piece the puzzle together. Harriet Bibby's vision for Summer to become Todd's rescuer is not just a fan wish, it's a narratively rich and emotionally resonant possibility. But how could the oblivious Summer begin to see the truth?
The journey would likely be slow, a drip feed of dissonance. It could start with micro-moments that don't align with Theo's perfect persona. A joke that falls a little too flat, a grip on Todd's arm that looks a fraction too tight, a text message sent in Todd's name that doesn't quite sound like him. Summer, who lives with them, might begin to notice Todd's increased jumpiness, the way he defers every minor decision to Theo, or the slow erosion of his wit and confidence. Crucially, her unique position as a fellow mourner could be the key. She and Todd share the profound, raw grief of losing Billy. In moments of shared remembrance, Todd's guard might slip. He might express a fear or a sadness that seems to extend beyond bereavement. Summer, attuned to Todd's genuine emotions in a way others aren't, might sense a different, more present terror beneath the surface. Perhaps it would be a discovery, an accidental glimpse of a controlling app on Theo's phone, or overhearing a conversation where Theo's tone is cold and threatening, a stark contrast to his public voice. The ghost of Billy could also play a role.
Revisiting a memory of Billy's concern about Theo, previously dismissed, could take on a new, chilling significance in light of Billy's mysterious death. A rescue that would rescue both. The power of this potential storyline lies in its inversion of traditional dynamics. Summer, the young, often troubled foster child, would become the protector. Todd, the erstwhile parental figure, would have to learn to accept vulnerability and rescue. She needs Todd as much as Todd needs Summer, Harriet asserts, highlighting the interdependence that makes this so compelling. For Summer, uncovering the truth and acting on it would be a catastrophic, but ultimately transformative shock. It would force her to recontextualize her entire world since Billy's death, realizing the comfort she relied on was a facade masking abuse. The betrayal would be immense, but the act of helping Todd could also be a pivotal step in her own grief journey. It would connect her to Billy's legacy, completing the rescue mission he died trying to execute. It would give her agency in a narrative where she has felt powerless, channeling her pain into a purposeful, righteous act. For Todd, Summer's belief could be the first crack of light in his darkness. Abusers like Theo thrive on isolating their victims, convincing them that no one would believe them or help them. For someone as vulnerable as Summer to not only believe him, but to fight for him, could shatter that core lie. It could provide the fragile kernel of self-worth needed to begin imagining escape. Coercive control in the spotlight. Coronation Street has a storied history of tackling social issues, and the Todd-Theo storyline is a meticulous exploration of coercive control, a form of abuse criminalized in 2015, but still widely misunderstood. By having Summer, an initially unaware character, gradually discover the truth, the narrative educates the audience alongside her. It demonstrates that abuse isn't always about black eyes. It's about the silent, systematic stripping away of a person's self. The potential involvement of Summer also highlights a critical real-world message. Rescue can come from the most unexpected places. Often, it is not the loudest voice from outside, but the quiet, observant person within the periphery of the abuse who first senses that something is wrong.
A long and winding path to freedom. Harriet Biby's enthusiasm for this plot direction is a beacon of hope for fans desperate to see Todd freed. However, the path to liberation will be neither quick nor easy. Theo is a calculated and dangerous individual, a murderer with everything to lose. Any move Summer makes would put her, as well as Todd, in potential peril. The storyline would demand exquisite performances from all involved. Gareth Pierce's portrayal of Todd's crumbling facade, Will Austin's chilling embodiment of Theo's controlled menace, and Harriet Biby's journey from naive grief to dawning horror and steely determination. Ultimately, the question posed by the actress lingers in the air. Could Summer somehow follow in Billy's footsteps? In the end, the hope is that she can succeed where Billy tragically failed, not through a confrontation, but through a quiet, stubborn love, through seeing what others miss and daring to name it. It would be a story not just of exposing a villain, but of the redemptive power of a fractured family choosing to fight for each other. As Harriet Biby so poignantly put it would be lovely to see her help him. For the residents of Weatherfield and viewers at home, it would be more than lovely. It would be a vital, gripping, and profoundly necessary triumph. The potential for Summer Spellman to rescue Todd Grimshaw is more than just compelling television drama. It is a narrative touchpoint that resonates with urgent, real-world significance. While Harriet Biby's expressed hope for her character provides a thrilling story arc, it also serves as a profound metaphor and a catalyst for a broader conversation. The imperative is clear: we must do more. Theo Silverton's abuse is a textbook case. Coercive control is not a subplot, it is a criminal pattern of behavior that entraps countless individuals. It is the isolation, the surveillance, the regulation of everyday life, the degradation and the threats to ensure compliance. Coronation Street has a responsibility, and is currently fulfilling it with nuance, to depict this not as a sensational, bad relationship, but as the insidious, life-consuming prison it is. As viewers, we must do more than recognize the dramatic beats. We must educate ourselves on the signs. Isolating a partner from friends and family, monitoring their time, communication, and movements, denigrating them, destroying their self-esteem, taking control of aspects of their everyday life, such as what they wear, eat, or spend, threats and intimidation to ensure compliance. By understanding this, we move the narrative from Todd's home on the cobbles into our own communities. The Summer in this scenario is us, the friend, the colleague, the family member who might sense something is off. Will we, like a hopeful Summer, remain obliviously trusting of the charming facade? Or will we learn to spot the subtle cracks? Summer's potential strength lies in her proximity and her care. She is not an outside authority figure, she is embedded in Todd's life. This mirrors reality. Most interventions begin with a person close to the victim gently reaching out. We must do more to empower ourselves and others to be that person. This means listening without judgment, creating a safe space where a potential victim might feel able to share slivers of truth. I've noticed you seem a bit anxious lately, and I'm worried about you. I'm here anytime you want to talk. This is more effective than your partner is controlling and you need to leave. One of the abuser's primary tools is convincing the victim they are overreacting or crazy. Counter that by affirming their reality.
Escaping coercive control is a process, not an event. It requires sustained help with housing, finances, legal advice, and emotional support. Todd's character adds a crucial, often overlooked layer. He is a male victim. While women are disproportionately affected, coercive control can happen to anyone, and male victims often face even greater stigma and disbelief. Todd's internalized shame, his fear of not being believed because he is a sharp-tongued, capable man, is a critical part of the story. We must do more to dismantle the gendered stereotypes around domestic abuse. Support services and public perception must explicitly affirm that abuse is about power and control, not gender, and that all victims deserve to be heard and helped. Billy Matthews' tragic end is a stark warning about the lethality of coercive control and the dangers abusers pose when challenged. His death should not be just a plot twist, it should be a rallying cry. When someone discloses fear, especially after confronting an abuser, it must be escalated with urgency. Advocate for robust legal protections. Ensure laws against coercive control are properly understood, implemented, and enforced by police and judiciary. Fund frontline services. Refuges, helplines, and specialist advocacy services are lifelines. They need sustainable funding to save lives. Ultimately, a soap opera holds up a mirror. The question is what we see in our reflection. Are we a street of bystanders, wrapped up in our own dramas, oblivious to the silent scream next door? Or are we a community that notices, that cares, that intervenes? Let Harriet Bibby's wish for her fictional character ignite a real-world mission. Let's do more than hope Summer helps Todd on screen. Let's commit to being the person who helps in real life.